Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, Real Estate Jerky Daily. Just took a minute to realize where I was. Oh, you can't hear anything?
What? I can hear you, but I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear me. That's all that matters.
I can hear me now, too. Oh, my eyes.
What's wrong with your eyes?
I got to poke them out. They offend me.
Why?
I don't know. They're just
working outside?
Itch. Well, probably from Sundays working outside, blow drying at the front yard.
Blow drying?
Yeah.
Oh, with the blower?
All the dirt and all that crap.
I understand. I was, doing the cabin pine needles, and my eyes were still red from that.
Yeah.
And I run up there again on Thursday since it's a federal holiday.
It is a federal holiday.
And I want to support our federal government.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, though, I hate to say this, but I need to lock a couple people, so I was hoping that we went to war.
Oh, well, we might.
Well, the problem is we can't go to war unless Congress states we can go to war. We can only have a military
interaction, presence.
Yeah, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah. Oops, some bombs fell out.
Well, no, I think they'll just go, here's the stuff you need. Go take care of it.
Yep. So what do we have reporting today? Do we have anything?
Yeah, I have a few things.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. What do I have? The National Association of Housing Builders Index, Marketing Index, that has to do with new home builds, decreased by 2 points from last month's revised figure of 34 to 32. That's really low. They want above 50, remember.
Yep.
Current sales decreased by 2 points to 35. Sales expectations decreased by 2 points to 40, and buyer traffic decreased 2 points to 21.
So they want
just over legal.
Yeah, they want above 50 to build, right?
Yeah, they're really majorly moving stuff. Yes, yeah. And we're not there, as you can tell right now. They're still building because they have to.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of houses that are finished in certain places. If you want to move in, you just have to, and they will give you money to buy the rate down as long as you use their person.
Yep. Their person.
Also came out today was retail sales for last month, which was for May, decreased by 0.9, which was worse than the expectation of only 0.7 decline. If you take out the autos and the gas and building materials, all the expensive stuff, it only increased by 0.4, which was above estimates of 0.3. However, if you look year over year, we're at 3.3%, right in line with what they thought, but no one's looking at that. They're looking at the fact that retail sales decreased last month. But that had to do with tariffs, a bunch of other stuff. It helped with the market today a little bit. Dow is down 103, and the mortgage rates are improved by 11 basis points, not much. The 10-year sitting at 4.42. What does that mean? Not much, because the low we had is 4.39 even today.
Yeah.
What else did I miss? I know I'm missing some stuff because I just put a whole bunch over here. Okay, retail sales, industrial.
I'm just gonna keep my eyes closed.
Why? Because you don't like what you're seeing.
Yeah. I see my face.
Fed watch. The meeting begins today. It kicks off the 2-day policy meeting. They're just going to go in there and say, we're not doing anything. We're just going to move forward.
We're doing nothing.
Yeah. Let's wait to see what happens. Because the whole thing is, if for some reason we get pulled into this whole war thing, it's going to change everything automatically overnight.
Yep. Exactly.
And they won't have to do they'll actually have to drop faster. And I'm sure everybody's wondering what we're going to be doing over the next couple weeks.
Right.
Because we could actually be part of this. Because what's his name? Netanyahu or whatever?
Netanyahu.
Yeah. He's really trying to pull us into this event.
Yep.
What else is going on? Realtor.com rental report. New asks for rent, so that new rents are down 1.7% year over year, so it's cheaper to rent. This marks the 22nd straight month of annual decline in the rent amount.
Ooh,
yes. And then why is rents going down? Because more people are living together because they can't afford
They have to cohabitate to be able
right.
to afford what's going on, even though things are slowing down a little bit, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But why does this matter? Well, in the CPI and the PCE reports, shelter costs, that's the impact of rents,
right,
are a major component of inflation. So this is going to help inflation also. I know it sounds weird, but they took out the most expensive part, which was the actual homes prices years ago, just to put rents in there because
it's too wacky.
Yeah, it was just better for them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, they talk about, oh, there's opportunity to refinance. Not yet. It's coming, but it's not there yet. Use a HELOC in the meantime and then refinance it, and get rid of it down the road.
I had a client call me yesterday, and she goes, why do I keep getting these letters about your file's ready to go, from her mortgage company? And I said, well, your interest rate's really low, isn't it? I mean, I sold it to her probably 4 years ago. So she goes, yeah, it's 2.75. I said, you don't need to refi, do you? She goes, no. So I don't know why they're sending your letters.
Because it's an automatic thing.
Files
Everybody sends. That's what they send.
Yeah,
they send that. They'll send emails. They'll send everything to you.
They learned that from you in the early 90s, right?
Yeah. Well, I pushed the envelope back then. I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More aggressive.
I asked for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, new one on the market, 1908 Americana Court. It's 3,006 square feet.
Is that yours?
Yeah, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2-story, 2-car garage, big, beautiful built-in pool, nice lot. Court, so it's a court, but it's not that diamond lot. It's not at the very end of the court. It's the one just before. So easy to show. Call me or check it out on MLS, multiple listing service, MetroList.
So in Massachusetts,
what happened now?
They're setting to bar home sellers from requiring inspection waivers.
Huh?
So in Massachusetts, starting on October 15th, home buyers will be protected from pressure to waive home inspections under the new regulation.
Wait, how are they under pressure?
By them saying that you're waiving inspection periods and all that, and waiving the inspections.
You mean the choice they make to be able to get the contract accepted?
They don't have that choice.
So someone's stepping in and saying you no longer have that choice to write a better offer. You can still have inspections. You just waive the right to have any. Actually,
this is so stupid.
Tell me,
buyers retain the right to decline an inspection, but only if the decision is made independently of any seller influence.
Oh, God.
Sellers will also be required to provide a written disclosure affirming the buyer's right to an inspection. A home inspection is an important step in buying a property. Home buyers must have the ability to make informal decisions. Clear. The dumbest thing about this whole thing is the waiver never said you couldn't have an inspection. It just had nothing to do with whether or not you would move forward on the property.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say this is the problem when laws get made by people that have no idea
anything in real estate.
Yeah, that doesn't work in that field.
And this is the problem when somebody wants to write the most aggressive offer. You counsel them, you tell them, if you remove your contingencies, you no longer have that contingency to fall back on. You can have the inspections, but only to satisfy yourself with the property. Yeah, there are other ways to get out of the contract and get your deposit back. However, this is a gamble you take. Then something happens. They close escrow. They find out they've got a little bit of a bill, and then they bitch, and they call their congressman or their assemblyman and say, they made me do this. People take responsibility for your actions.
Well, that's like when people ask me, why do I have to sign the loan estimate so many times during the transaction?
So we can't say you weren't informed.
Because in 2006, everybody said, I had no idea it was an adjustable. I had no idea I did 100% financing, even though I signed it, but it was only one time with originally with the disclosures, and then again with the actual loan documents. However, I didn't see those documents. I don't remember seeing them.
Yeah, and I didn't know I had to pay this back.
And then I tell people, well, now you don't have that option. You sign it multiple times, so you can't come back and say, I don't remember. Oh, well, I didn't read it. I just signed it.
It's part of the longest. It's part of the longest part of the signing.
Well, we can actually do hybrid now.
Yeah.
We can't do not in person, but virtual yet in California, because of course California has to be behind on some things.
Right.
Yeah, we'll move on with the rest of it. But you can do a hybrid where you only have to sign the notarized stuff.
Gotcha.
But when people sit down at escrow and sign, the first 20 minutes is all escrow documents.
Right.
And why don't they just have those electronically
I don't know why they couldn't be.
Because they want to make sure you sign them, I guess. I don't know. It's just like, okay, by the way, we haven't got to loan documents yet. It's like,
Yeah,
that's why I show up 20 minutes into the appointment.
Exactly that. In the NHD, when the NHD, you should not be
signing at the end.
You should not be signing it at the end. There's so many agents that just rely on it. Oh, they just sign in escrow. A lot of times they sign it, but they've already signed with me. They've already signed it weeks before, and then they throw the NHD package in there. And I'm like, can we skip
3 days?
Can we? Yeah, 3 days after signing. I said we'll skip these, and I'll send my escrow officer the signed package that we already have. So
sorry, I forgot to reply.
They just want it in their file.
Well, and that's okay. You know, there's certain things, but if it starts a process, don't have it signed in escrow.
Right.
But there are some agents who just send everything to escrow to sign.
Yep.
Everything. It's like, okay.
Those are called lazy agents. I'm so busy. I'll have my assistant do that.
You don't have an assistant.
Yeah. Is your assistant is your assistant licensed? Oh, well, then she can't do that.
Okay.
Anyway, just my bitch.
Yeah. And if you're in contract, especially cash offers, don't wait till last minute and cancel.
Yeah.
If you do, remember you were going to lose your deposit.
Well, you can't say gonna lose. It's always at risk.
Okay, what I mean is if you sign the release of contingencies.
Well, they didn't do that. I couldn't get them to do that.
And then wasn't talking about yours. I was in general.
Yep.
Then, but they can still take them to small claims court and keep the money, right?
Yep.
So, and if they go in a small claims court 9 times out of 10, they're going to keep the money. So,
well, guess what?
What?
Great news. I found the USB, and I also found the way to print all the members. The only one I couldn't find was the guy from Salvation Army, Chris. That's Christine. I gave her a USB with all the stuff that you gave me, and she cleaned her desk and couldn't find it. But then she found it. And then she said, I can't figure out how to print off all the members. I said, I figured it out the other day. I'll print it off for you, and you can make copies. And she figured it out herself, but she couldn't. I don't know why Chris didn't show
print
up.
all the people.
Yeah, like a roster of all the people with their pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be under anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
right. That's it for me.
That's it for me too.
All right.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
Yeah, please. And I'm sorry if we're complaining, but someone's got to do it.
It's only when it comes up, and it's like, oh gosh, people.
So just when you get into contract, understand it's an actual contract. It's a legally binding document that you sign as a buyer's when you do your offer. When they accept it, you're actually in contract. Yes, you can get out under certain terms of the contract.
Yep, you can.
But also, let's do it right. Don't tie up a property just because you want to tie up a property and then you change your mind. We'll change your mind earlier.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
All right, I'm gonna let you
go. All
right,
kids. Bye.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow, and then that will be the last one for the week. All right, because we remember federal holiday Thursday.
We got federal and no reporting on Friday.
Well, we can report on Monday. What you're going to report on Friday?
Yep.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye, kids.